Hello, guys. Hello. I am super duper excited to be back again with another video. But today's video, I'm not going to be singing, I'm going to have a little talk with you guys. So, if you're new to my channel, I do covers of gospel songs precisely, and I also do some talking sometimes. So, feel free to join the family, subscribe to my channel, like, comment, share, and don't forget to hit that notification bell down there so that you'll be notified whenever I post any video. So, without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Okay, guys, today you can see from my face that I'm so happy to be back again. And today we are going to be talking about the purpose of our lives. It sounds interesting. Yeah, we'll be talking about the purpose of our life. And if you see that I'm looking at this direction, it's because I made I don't know if you guys can see, like I wrote some main points that I'll be talking about. So if you see that I'm directing my concentration here, I'm not concentration here. I am just looking at the points so that this video won't be that long, you know. So, we are talking about the purpose of our lives. Like, how can you identify your purpose? How can you identify your gift? How can you identify your talent? How can you identify what you were good at doing, what you were good at doing best? Because you alone can know what you're capable of doing best. But then, how would you know it? How are you going to notice that? Oh no, this is what I'm good at doing. I can do this thing much more and with less effort. That is your talent. Anything you can do with less effort is your talent. That is your gift. You don't require a lot of efforts to do it. Just a little effort you put in, and oh, boom, you are just at the top. So you have to look out for what you are good at doing, what you do that makes you happy. Like whatever you do, you feel, oh, I like doing this, I feel okay with this, it makes me happy, my heart just pumps out whenever I'm doing this thing. I don't need a lot of time whilst doing this. Woo, this is what I like doing. Then you start working towards that area. You start looking towards that area and developing that thing much more and getting to know that thing very well and working to your success. you know because whilst you're growing up, we have our parents to guide us, we have our friends, we have our teachers, we have our pastors, our church members, a whole lot of people around us who guide us, who inspire us, okay, day in and day out. But it is up to us to identify what we are good at doing, because everybody has his or her role model. I have my role model. You also have your role model. There is someone you look up to. I also have someone I look up to. But then we can look up to those people, but their purpose is different from ours. Their purpose might be different from our purpose. Maybe I look up to I like listening to this woman. What's her name? She's an American, an inspirational speaker, and also I think what did I say he and I think she also talks about the things of God. Let's continue with the video. Whenever I remember her name, I'll let you guys know. So I look up to her a lot. I love her. I watch her videos. I listen to her on podcasts and a whole lot of things. But then if I say I want to be exactly like this woman, maybe my purpose is different from hers. She has been able to identify her purpose and she's working towards it, and she is making a lot of impact. So it's up to you to also identify your purpose and work towards it and make an impact and change a life out there through your own purposes. And you can do that if only you identify your purpose and work towards it. That is it. You have to work towards your purpose. You have to identify your purpose. You don't necessarily have to look out to other people and try to become like exactly how they are. That is not your purpose. If, let's say, you take less effort in baking a cookie and you've never tasted any cookie that is better than your cookie, why don't you tune up your mind and go out there and start baking cookie and make tons of million and tons of dollars and euros? Because that is your purpose and you've been able to identify it. So therefore, if you identify your purpose, it makes rooms for you. With the less effort you make, you will see how blossom you become and how successful you become. It is up to us to identify our purposes. Whilst you're growing up, our parents might say, "Oh, I want my daughter to be a doctor. I want my son to be a lawyer. I want my daughter to be a nurse. I want my son to be a teacher." What do you want to become? That is the ultimate question. You don't necessarily have to listen to what your parents say. I'm not saying you have to disobey them, no. But then you have to identify what you like, what you are good at. Then you sit them down and you say, "Hey, mommy, hey, daddy, I know you want me to do this. I know you want me to do that. But then this is what I love, and I think I am good at this area. So why don't you help me develop that area?" You have to gather the courage and talk to them. Identify your purpose and you give them certain examples or certain circumstances for them to realize that, "Oh, yeah, I haven't even thought of it. You are very good at this. Okay, then let's go. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's help you." That is how it's supposed to be. Identify your purpose, and your purpose will always make room for you, no matter the circumstance. It doesn't mean that when you identify your purpose, like it's going to be all smooth and all okay and all fine. No, there are still going to be ups and downs whilst you're climbing, whilst you're moving. It doesn't always have to be smooth. Even after you identifying your purpose and what you want to do in life, you would still have ups and downs in life. But then it's up to you to tune your mind and say that, "Whoa, I have identified my purpose. Whether there are ups and downs, I am still going to pull through. I am still going to make it. I want to make an impact. I want to be successful. I want to help out in the family. I want to help out in the society, in the country, in the world as a whole." So it's up to us to identify that purpose. If your purpose is in the business sector, tune your mind to the business sector. Even if you have a role model who is, let's say your role model is a pastor, but then you look up to him, but you are very good at business, you don't necessarily have to tune your mind to becoming a pastor just like your role model, but then you can still look up to your role model and in also, what English did I speak? And also you can sorry guys, and also you can tune your mind to the business sector and work towards that place also. So you can do two things at the same time. You do what makes you happy, but then you still be looking out to your role model and learning from them. Identifying your purpose doesn't mean you shouldn't have any role model or anyone you look up to. You can. It's like you can. Your mom can be your role model. You can look up to your mom, but that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be just like your mommy. No, no, it shouldn't be like that. You have to identify yourself. You have to identify what you're good at. If you are good in drawing, you have to tune your mind to that sector. You have to draw. The least chance you get, you draw something. The least feeling that you have, you draw it. You draw through your feelings. You draw through your imagination. You keep on pushing. You keep on moving. You work towards that drawing area. You work towards that art area. If you are good in singing, you work towards that area. You put in your best, your maximum best towards that area, if you are good in talking to someone, if you are good in making someone feeling better whenever they are depressed, whenever they don't know what to do, you got to talk to people. You have to go out there and make an impact. Talk to other people, save lives. Do not pretend that no, this is not my purpose, I can't do it. You have to do it. You have that purpose to save someone's life. The purpose you're having, the gift you're having was given to you to save someone else out there. So if you refuse to identify your purpose, someone is going to lose his or her life because of you without even knowing it. So it is very, very important that we identify our purpose and know whom we are, what we want to be, how we want to be, the impact we want to make, the legacy we want to leave behind. It all depends on your purpose, identifying your purpose and what you want to be. We are all growing up and we all imagine to be big and great people. I remember when I was a little girl, I used to say, I want to become a nurse, I want to become a doctor. Growing up, you will notice that whatever you said, no, that is not what I want to become. No, 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 no. Because I always said I wanted to become a nurse. It was my dream. But then when I grew up, I noticed that maybe I loved that sector. I loved the health sector, that section, but then it's not my purpose. Why am I saying that? How do I want to become a nurse whilst I'm afraid of blood? Does that make any sense? No. Because whenever we are even watching a movie or something and I see blood or someone injecting someone, I just close my eyes. I can't stand it. I can't watch it. And my daddy would be like, "Ah, you said you want to be a nurse and you can't even stand blood. How is that possible?" That wasn't my purpose. I just said it. So whilst you're growing up, you would identify your purpose definitely. Because I know that there are a lot of us out there whilst we're growing up. Like, if your teachers should ask you, what do you want to become? I never heard anyone saying that I want to become a caterer, or I want to become um, a baker. We have a baker. Yeah. We all say, I want to become a doctor. I want to become a nurse. I want to become a teacher. I want to become a lawyer. I want to become a journalist. We are all dreaming big and saying big things. Okay, no one is preventing you from saying them. But is that what makes you happy? You have to identify what makes you okay, what makes you happy. Because whenever you're doing something that makes you happy, no matter the circumstances, no matter what you come across, since that thing makes you happy and you're always okay, like your heart feels fine, your heart feels okay whenever you're doing that thing, even if there are trials on the way, you still want to pull through because it makes you happy. Imagine you doing something you don't want, you doing something you don't feel happy about, working, or you have a job you are not happy about, you don't feel okay doing it, but then you have to do it because you have to learn a living. What did I say? Learn a living? You have to earn a living. So you are just doing it because you have to earn a living, you have to survive. Whenever you set your alarm, okay, for the time for a time you want to wake up, a particular time. So let's say you set your alarm for at 6 o'clock to wake you up at 6 o'clock every morning, and you are doing this job, you are not so much into it. Whenever the alarm rings, you get annoyed. If you haven't observed this, please do try it out. Observe it. Whenever you're doing something you don't feel okay about it, like that thing doesn't make you happy, that thing doesn't make you go wow. Whenever the alarm rings, you get annoyed. You just don't want to wake up. But whenever you're doing something you love, something you like, whenever the alarm, you wouldn't even wait for the alarm to ring. You would be up yourself because, hey, I'm going to do something that makes me happy. Today I'm going to be baking. It makes me happy. It makes me okay. You'll be excited. Today I'm going to talk to some people. Whoa, they are going to be excited. I'm excited about it. Like the way I'm excited talking to you guys. That is it. You have to identify your purpose. You have to identify what you want to do. You shouldn't follow the words of other people. You shouldn't follow the words of the crowd. You have to do it individually. You have to identify it individually. So after you've identified it, that is when you can grab help. That is when you can seek for help. Oh, I've identified this. I want to do this. What are the ways? What are the steps? How can I develop it? That is when others come in. But at the time where you have to identify it, you have to do it by yourself. You have to fill it in here. You have to fill it in here because your heart never deceives you. So whenever you're going through anything, any trouble, any problem, your heart, you feel it inside you. That is the same way that whenever you're doing something good, whenever you're doing something that makes you feel right, you feel it in here, you feel it in your heart. So you always have to pay attention to this thing, to your heart, because it speaks to us all the time. It speaks to us almost every time. And it's up to us to listen. It's up to us to pay attention because identifying your purpose can save someone out there. Identifying your purpose can help you become who you truly are. You don't necessarily have to copy from others. You don't have to imitate others. You have to be your own. You have to do it your own way. That is it. Identifying your purpose and living by it. Identify it, guys. Identify it. If you haven't identified your purpose, but then you are living by the purpose of your family, the purpose of your parents, the purpose of your siblings, the purpose of your friends, the purpose of the people you look up to. You haven't started living yet. You are just existing. That is the fact. There are no two ways about it. If you still haven't identified your purpose, what you want to do, how you want to be, who you want to be, but then you were just listening and going accordingly to what your parents say, what your friends say, what your siblings say, what your church say, your family say, you haven't started living yet. You were just existing. You are part of the people who are just existed without any purpose. You have to identify it. You have to identify it. Work towards that area. And then, after you blossom, your family and friends will just look at you and be amazed. Rather than listening to them and doing what you don't feel in here. You always have to feel it here. Always, all the time. You have to feel it in here. It has to be deep in here. That doesn't mean that you wouldn't listen to the advice or the suggestions of your parents or your siblings or your friends. You would. But then it all comes from this part. You have to feel it. After feeling it, you consult them. They speak to you, they talk to you, they advise you. That is when you are going to move forward. There is nothing more relaxing and comfortable than doing what you like, doing what you feel good about doing. I'm telling you guys, there is nothing so amazing and comfortable like doing what you like. I like talking. I won't deny it. I like talking. But if you're not close enough to me, you wouldn't know that I like talking. I like talking. And I love singing. Yeah. So that was why I created this whole YouTube account thing, because I want to share my thoughts all the time. I want to tell people how I feel all the time. But there are certain things I don't talk about them if you are not close to me. I like talking, so I'm talking to you guys right now. I like singing, so I've been doing covers for you guys all the time. Why don't you also do what you like, what you feel happy doing? It's not too late and it's not too early. Just admire yourself, admire who you are, and don't say that I can't do it. This is beyond me. No. Since it's your purpose, since it's what you're good at, don't let fear surround you. Gather all the courage that you need and work towards that area. And it will always create room for you, and you will live happily for the rest of your life doing what you like and what you love. Yeah, yeah. It's not a prophecy, or it's not just that I'm saying it. It's a reality, it's a fact. Doing what you like, doing what you love will always make you happy for the rest of your life. Because whenever you are waking up and going to work, you won't be wanting, you won't be found like feeling so ill. I don't want to do this. I don't want to go to work. You would be with so much glad and so much joy to just wake up and go and do what you like doing. So, guys, I'm pleading. I'm pleading. Let us identify our purpose and work towards that area. It is for our good. Because the rate at which this world is moving, if you're not able to identify your purpose, you just move with the crowd. Because they say if you can't beat them, you follow them. So you have to identify yours so that you don't follow them. You do your own thing. When they are doing this, you be like, oh, girl, I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing what I like. I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing what I'm best at doing. I ain't gonna follow the crowd. I'm doing what my purpose is. That is it, guys. That is the vim. I like that. That is it. You have to be happy all the time by doing what you like best. Yeah. So, guys, this is the little I have for you. So, make sure that you tell me what you also think about identifying your purpose, your gifts, your talent, and what you're good at doing in the comment section below. So, I'll be waiting for it, and make sure to share this video for everyone, any friend of yours, any family. It might help. So I'll see you guys next time in my next video. I'm sad to leave you guys, but then I'll be back with another video shortly. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Bye, guys. See you next time. And always remember, I love you. You love me. We are one big family. with a big fat hug from me to you. Won't you say you love me too? Bye.